All right, well, it is Friday, early Friday, and up this unassuming staircase, you'll find Patrick and the Arclight offices. And
Hello.
This is what greets you as you walk in the door. Very welcoming look, of course. And so you've got quite a few things on display here, Patrick.
So these are our variations of the game Ito we have. Ito is one of the highest selling games in Japan. It's a party game, and
It's a Dice Tower Essential.
it's a Dice Tower Essential.
Yes.
And Robert from Arcade Wonders himself worked with us in making the English version, so very, very special for us.
So clearly, this is not a real edition. I mean, let's use my finger as a scale
Well,
here.
you'd be surprised. It's not the retail edition, but in Japan we have the gacha machines, capsule
Yes.
machines. So it's a game you can play. It has these size cards. So if you choose to, you can play the actual game of Ito with this size.
That's fantastic,
Yeah.
and I actually knew that, but I
Okay.
wanted to ask. I wanted to ask as if I didn't know because
Yeah, and it's not just that. We have the original Japanese love letter is also in that size.
yes.
So if you are a collector of very rare and fun little goodies, this is a good thing to pick up while you're here. Maybe we can get you some.
Yeah. I am a I am a collector.
And then these are the catalogs we have for Game Market. So this is the one for spring 2025, where you're here, Mike. But we also have ones from last year's fall, last year's spring. So every year we print out these catalogs, which have all the games and all the attendees and everything.
That's fantastic.
Listed in front of it.
Yes, I've already begun perusing the one for this fall, and it's. Even though it's in Japanese, I've still enjoyed kind of going through it here. And so some of these games are ones that I think just about anybody that's watching this is going to recognize.
Oh yeah, so as Arclight, we do both our own games in Japanese, and we also do localization into Japanese from like English, other languages. So you've got, of course, Brass by Martin Wallace. You've got Root. You've got Stonemaier, Scythe, and Wingspan. And I can tell you, especially Wingspan has been really a high seller for us in Japan. So
yeah, obviously it's a game with wide appeal. It was very popular, very popular in the United States, and interesting, it's very popular here. So one thing that I was actually talking to another Arclight employee earlier is about this love letter stories. And so this is interesting because it's a legacy edition from what I understand.
It is.
Yeah.
So, I think everyone pretty much knows Love Letter. It's a game that's been around a long time. So obviously, Kanai Seiji made it originally, and we produced the original Japanese version. It blew up in America and overseas. This one, as you said, is a legacy version. It uses the same theming, it uses the original Japanese-style art, but it is a legacy game. So you have like a scenario, and you're playing together. And this is a game that some of the game developers at Arclight and Kanai Seiji work together on, and it'll be on sale at Game Market, actually.
That's exciting. It is language dependent, but hope springs eternal, Patrick, for localizations to different languages.
If you want to study on the plane ride home, you've got a nice little novel you could read. And
that's a very good point.
Studies in Japanese.
Very, very good point. But yes, a lovely, lovely reception area to greet people that come into Arclight. And I'll show you a little bit more here in just a minute.
Well, last thing I was going to say, we were mentioning the original love letter. Another thing, we have the original Japanese art of the love letter cards here as the entrance. So
I have played this edition.
Yeah, I think most people have seen this, but if you haven't played the original Japanese, maybe you're not used to this. But the artist, this is one that works a lot with Kanai Seiji. So a lot of his games, at least the Japanese version, will be in this art style. So.
That's great.
Definitely, when you come here, it's something that is characteristic of the Japanese board game market.
All right. Okay, here we are in another area of the Arclight offices, and these are just some games that they have on display. And so, Patrick, what do we?
So this general area, we showed you the front, and here's another place where we often have like media come in, or we might have like an interview just to showcase, the variety of what we have in our catalog. So, starting here, we have a lot of like the small box popular Japanese games that we had. I mean, everyone, of course, knows Ito.
For sure.
You know, this is the original one that has that, you know, classic art from 326, you know, Mitsuru Nakamura, and then Ito Rainbow. And then also we have this one, which we sold. It's the version at Essen. It's English and German. And thanks to this and the success of this, this is like one of the first games we really pushed for overseas expansion. And so I was able to meet a number of companies. And now, you know, in Italy, for example, there's another Italian version done by Supernova.
That's fantastic.
And we have this version, the English version, done by... oh, sorry, that's the French version. Okay, sorry, French version done by Don't Panic.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have that as well. And there's also English versions done by people at Arcane Wonders. And we have it, you know, Chinese, Korean, Thai. So this one has been going all around the place.
And Tiger and Dragon, that's a collaboration with Oink Games, right?
Yeah, so actually, for Arklight, we've only really, as our own company, been pushing to expand our games internationally for like the last 2 years or so.
Okay.
And that's kind of when I started joining the company. And Tiger and Dragon was one that, was a collaboration. It was fully developed, like designed here in-house, but then we worked along with Oink to have the international version, you know, reach other people in other languages, other regions. And that went so well that, you know, Arklight as a company decided they want to try and make, you know, our own overseas expansion, do it on our own, and that's when they were able to have me, and I was able to get a job here, and it's been a blast. We've had a lot of success. You know, like I said, we have like, you know, Nana Toradori is also having more and more overseas releases. Nobi Nobi TRPG is really, really popular in Italy, especially thanks to Supernova. And there, I can tell you, we also have, you know, Delicious in Dungeon. That's an IP.
I know Tom is a big fan of Delicious in Dungeon, and I think Chris talks about it as well. I still need to watch it. I have not seen it yet. Honestly.
It's from what I hear, it's very good. I also don't watch that much anime in general, but I've been able to learn more about it just through this game, and that one has been picking up in Asia right now, overseas with Chinese, Korean, Thai, and it's been selling very, very well. And we are also in the discussions to have it in more languages in other regions as well, so people can look forward to that.
Fantastic. And then a lot of games that, like we mentioned when we saw the front of the office, the localization of some very well-known and popular games. Wingspan, you mentioned, it did very well, and you can see all of the expansions and the nesting box and everything as well. So, yeah, it's more than just a traditional publisher. You know, you've got other aspects.
And I can mention, like, I think you'll notice, like, you know, the ones that were made domestically are usually this size box, maybe up to around here, because these have dominoes inside of them. But compared to what you might find with Everdell and stuff, the box size tends to be smaller. You know, in most cases. So that is a big difference between what was traditionally, you know, the difference between Japanese games and overseas games. And while that's still true for, like, you know, still Japanese developer games, the smaller box, there's been an increase of people buying, you know, the overseas size boxes, the American size boxes. Wingspan, very popular. Terraforming Mars, very popular. So we keep that box size from overseas, and we have found that, you know, when the game is very good, even at this box size and price point, you'll be able to have success with localized versions of these games.
Fantastic. That logo looks familiar to me. Is that...
This is Arclight,
This is the Arclight booth, and so the company that runs it, the one you saw the office of this morning.
Exactly.
So this is, you know, what you've got. So from what I understand, that Steam Power is actually already...
all this is what we're selling. This is the, like, a lot of times we'll have, like, you know, the menu in front. So this is what we're going to be selling. So this is our brand new game, Tornado Splash. This is Martin Wallace's Steam Power. And actually, we were able to get this localization contract because he was a guest with us about a year and a half ago. At the fall of 2023. So we met him there as a guest, and he introduced this game to us, and we were able to
fantastic.
So, Mike, if you have some games you want to show us, maybe we can.
I do. I don't have it yet. Once I get it in production, though, you may be hearing from me. I may be, you know, trying to sweet talk you into localizing
some good stuff.
Well, I can't be impartial. But yeah, so this booth is going to be hopping tomorrow.
Yes.
For sure.
I hope so.
All right, if you could please introduce yourself.
はい、じゃあ並木さん自己紹介お願いします。
はい、僕はアークライト制作チームの、編集を担当している、並木と申します。
So this is Namiki. He is a developer at Arclight, so he develops all the co-created games at Game Market. And we have a new game today to show you that he's been working on.
Okay, so what is the game we're going to be looking at today here?
今回のタイトルは
Tornado Splash.
ゲームマーケットで発売しているゲームタイトルはこちらのトーネードスプラッシュというゲームになります。
So this time you're showcasing Tornado Splash. It's one of our new games. It's going on sale from today here at Game Market.
Fantastic. And as you're a developer, what do you think were the most significant changes or adjustments that you made from the core design to the now finished product here for Arclight Games?
そうですね。元々の、トーネードスプラッシュは、とても、独創的なゲームシステム、他のゲームにはないようなゲームシステムがあってとてもそこが魅力的だったんですが、アークライト版はその魅力的なゲームシステムに、魅力的なアートデザインを、注力して、制作しています。
Is there any particular element of your contribution that you are particularly proud of, that you feel like was a problem that presented itself that you were happy with the solution you came up with?
一番こだわった点としてはこの、レーサーのコマとボートのコマが合体して一つのコマになるということです。
So, what elements of the original design kind of remain here?
もともとの個人版から、変わってない点としてはカードをつなげて、その上をコマが走るというこのゲームシステムは基本的に変わっておりません。
What do you think is your main role as a developer for any game? What do you think the role of a developer really comes down to?
そうですね、メインのやることでいうと、僕はもともとイラストを、描いていますし、デザインにとても興味があるので、やっぱこう欲しいと思ってもらえるようなボードゲームを作ることが僕の、メインの役割かなと思ってます。
What are some of your favorite games? You work in the gaming industry, and so I think it's always interesting to find out what are the favorite games of the people who work in it.
Play Another Day とか。
All right, well, thank you so much. Is there any last thing you would like to say to the Dice Tower audience?
なかなか日本のゲームを手に入れるのは大変かもしれないですけども、とても魅力的なゲームなので、ぜひゲットしてほしいですし、今後海外版が出た際はぜひ期待して待っていただけると嬉しいです。
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, if you would you please introduce yourself?
じゃあ自己紹介お願いします。
株式会社アークライトで編集者をやっています相馬です。お願いします。
And what is the game that we're going to be looking at here today? We're going to be looking at Snow Colony. Yes. So, just going to give you a quick kind of look at the components here. You can kind of see some of the lovely screen printed meeples, this beautiful art on the cards, and this very, very intriguing and enchanting box. And so I must know more about this game. And so Soma, if you would, can you just tell us a little bit about Snow Colony?
そのコロニーはスゴロクみたいなゲームです。で、一番特徴的なのはスゴロクのマスをちょっとずつ強くしていくことです。
Soma, what was your specific role as a developer in this game? Did you have a particular area of focus, or were you involved in the entire development cycle?
メインの役割はそうですね。この作品がより多くのお客様に届くことなんですけど、その中で3つあって、ルール、イラスト、アートですね。あとは内容物。で、特にこの作品においてはルールに関して特に頑張りました。
Would that be the element rules? Would that be the element of the development that you are most proud of, or was there a particular problem that you face that you feel very happy about the results as a result of your work on the game?
1ヶ月くらいルールの進行が進まなかった時があって、本当にスクラップ&ビルドをずっと繰り返してっていうところが苦しかったんですけど、常にルールに対して問題点と解決策を常に言語化して書き出してっていうのを繰り返していって、ようやく満足いくルールが発見できた。
What would be your favorite part of this game? What is the aspect of this game that you particularly appreciate the most?
やっぱこのどんどんゲームの最初は割と簡素な見た目なんですけど、どんどん華やかになっていって、最後に絶対写真自分で撮りたくなるようなポイントが一番好きなポイントですね。
That is fantastic. Now, you work in the games industry, so I would assume that you are a big fan of board games. What are some of your favorite games to play?
テラミスティカが一番好きですね。
Terra Mystica.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a little heavy for me,
Yeah. ちょっと重いんですけど、マイクさんに対して。
but I know it's a very well-loved game. Well, is there anything that you would like to say to the Dice Tower viewers before we finish up?
日本のねボードゲームを発見したらぜひこれは日本のゲームだぜって言って、SNS に拡散してください。
Well, that is my pleasure. So, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind, just please introduce yourself and describe your role for Arclight Games.
Okay, hello. My name is Asai, and I'm working in the localization department in Arclight Games. I basically localize games for the overseas games into Japanese.
And today we're going to be taking a look at a game that is from a designer that is very well known, Martin Wallace. This is Steam Power. And so, what has been your primary role as far as localization goes for this particular game?
For this one, I was in the role of the editor, so I look at all the translation and make it into Japanese. And we had to check all the Japanese language and see if the rules are correct, and if all the art is all correct. And basically, I was the manager of this product.
Okay. Were there any particular challenges you had with this particular project that were a challenge, I guess, a little bit difficult to overcome?
So this game is the first on the Kickstarter, so it was quite difficult. The game when we was brought to us was not a perfect version, so the rules had to be changed and the graphic had to be changed. So there was a lot more. How to say? I had to talk to the designer a lot more to make the game in the perfect shape.
Got it. And so, when you were talking with Martin, were there particular elements of the game that he was not wanting to change? If you're comfortable in saying that or not, things that you kind of had to keep, or was he pretty open in making the changes that were needed for the Japanese market?
We didn't really make any change. We didn't say that we had to change this, or we didn't have to do that. There's some art changes and maybe the color changing, those kind of things. The factory had to adjust to, and we had to adjust as well.
Got it.
There's some kind of change like that, but there's not much rule change that we kind of say we don't want that.
Got it. Okay. And so it was just really just a lot of logistical challenges. It sounded like. What do you find is generally the largest challenge in? And so the rules were originally in English, correct?
Yes.
And so, do you find that there's usually a particular challenge in translating from English to Japanese that you tend to find in multiple different designs?
Yes. Japanese and English are completely different language structures, and also the amount of words in the percentage is much different.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to fit all the Japanese word into the box in the rules.
Got it. So usually the Japanese rules are longer just because of the structure of the language.
Yes.
Okay. But you were trying to keep the rule book to a particular length.
So we didn't want this game to be like a big, heavy Euro game, but it's not a particularly expensive game. So
right.
We want the game to be more accessible to everyone. So in order to do that, we had to keep the rules very simple in Japanese.
As a rules editor, do you think that there's something that is of primary importance, the one thing you want to make sure that for every rule book you're editing, it has to have?
What I need to do is we have to keep the rules in English exactly the same.
Okay.
We cannot add any more a new language. We can't add we cannot add small stuff on our end, explaining the thing in Japanese. We don't do that.
Okay.
We do that very rarely, but we had to ask the designers for can we add this? But it's really hard to explain this in Japanese.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, there's just points of clarification and things that would be specific to each language. All right. Well, you obviously work in board games, and so I'm going to make an assumption here that you like to play games. So what are some of your favorite games to play?
My favorite is Wingspan.
Oh, nice.
I like the Wingspan. I like the card game design and stuff. Also, I like even a smaller. I think I like Love Letter.
Love Letter, yes. Yeah, absolutely. An Arclight game, yes. And it also has, been localized. And speaking of language localization, that's been localized to many. You don't happen to know how many different languages? I'm assuming you wouldn't. Yeah, I don't either. But let's just say a lot of different languages.
I joined this company because I like Love Letter. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Is there anything else you'd want to say, just as a point of closing to the Dice Tower audience?
We look forward to being the biggest Japanese localization company in Japan. So stay tuned for more. If you want.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have another game that we're going to be looking at, developed and illustrated. That is Cat and the Tower. This is a game that I have played and I quite enjoy. It's a dexterity stacking type game. And so, can you tell us what was your involvement with Cat and the Tower?
はい、今回は僕は、このアート全般のイラストレーションだったりグラフィックとあと編集作業を僕が担当しております。
Very striking. Very striking. I like the color palette in there as well.
色もすごい。
And so this game was quite popular at Essen. I know because when I went there, I think I got one of the last couple of copies. And so, what has the reception been like? Have you noticed that it's getting a lot of buzz?
そうですね、僕の想像以上にお客さんに好評でエッセンの当日もすごい長い列ができているぐらい好評でしたし、実際僕もブースの中でお客さんが遊んでいる光景を見てとても幸せな気持ちになりました。
Did you have any particular inspiration behind the art and how you wanted that to be presented?
そうですね、僕はとてもデジタルゲームが好きなので、ゼルダの伝説であったりとか、あとワンダと巨像というゲームの、ビジュアルデザインを少し参考にさせていただきました。
What is your favorite element of the game, whether it's something you're involved with or not, but what is your favorite element of Cat and the Tower?
そうですね、このゲーム、協力プレイであるところが一番の魅力かなとは思っていますね。あともう一個だけ、あと物語がついているところ、その2つが魅力的だなと思ってます。ありがとうございます。
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, if you would you please introduce yourself?
はい、株式会社アークライトで事業戦略とイベントの担当をしております鈴木と申します。よろしくお願いいたします。
We're going to just take a nice little guided tour of the Arclight booth and get an idea for, what the company is focusing on, and just take a look at their presence here at this convention that they run. All right. So,
アークライトは、ボードゲームにかかることは本当に幅広くご提案させていただいてまして、まずこちらにあるのは海外でできたゲームの日本語版っていうののご紹介をしているところになります。これが、直近出た新作をご紹介しているブースになります。1% とかビヨンドズホライズン、フィンカ、カタコンベ、スコビル、リメイクのゲームとかもありますけども、こういったゲームを日本にご紹介するっていうところをアークライトはまず一つの柱としてやらせていただいています。
And then moving on, it looks like we've got some of the original titles. So let's talk about those just a little bit.
そうですね、もう一つの柱として日本オリジナルのゲームを海外にご紹介するってことも一つの柱かなと思います。ちょうどこちらの、コーナーがですね、日本で出たゲームの海外版でどんな展開をしているかということをご紹介しているブースになります。ぜひ見ていただければと思うんです。やっぱり去年から今年にかけてですね、数十カ国数十メーカーっていうところとご一緒して本当に世界中にゲームを届けられるようになってきたなっていうところで今の日本の市場の中でもよりストロングに海外にアプローチできている会社であるんじゃないかなというふうには僕らは考えています。
Are there some key differences that you find in these other markets that you think that you've started to incorporate within Arklight's kind of philosophy?
そうですね、基本的には今、ライセンスアートを中心にお話をしているところにありますから、各パートナーさんとお話をしてですね、各国ではこうがいいんだよというところを全面的に信頼する形で、いろんなバージョンというのを制作いただいているっていうのが現状かなとは思います。アークライトは、かなりその幅広くいろんなタイトルを、展開しているんですけども、その中でもやっぱり得意としている部分はライトユーザーの部分を、広げていくようなゲームっていうところで、コミュニケーションゲーム だったりっていうところに強みがあるかなっていうところは今ここで見ていただくそのラインナップ的にも分かるかなというところもあるんですけども、そういった強みを持ちつつも今後の展開として日本初のヘビーゲームっていうところに一つ大きな展開を作りたいなって思っていて、またご紹介できるところっていうのは今年のエッセンを中心に期待しているところはありますので、アークライトそういった重いゲームも作れるしライトゲームにすごい得意なゲームで、の会社なんだなっていうところはぜひ見ていただけるといいかなというふうに思います。こうっていうところがあるかなと思っていて、このコーナーっていうのはここで初めて発表する来年こういったゲームが出ますよっていうような情報をお届けするコーナーになっています。その中でもおっしゃっていただいたようなオラパマインとかっていうところとかでもやっぱり僕らの方で遊んでやっぱり面白いっていうところでぜひ日本語版をっていうふうに結実した部分のゲームではありますので、こういうふうにまた半年先の発売になるかもしれないですけど待っていただけるっていうところにまた少し見ていただけることがあるといいなというふうには思っています。
Okay, so we have some unique signage here. Can you kind of fill myself and the Dice Tower viewers in on what this is all about?
はい、ここはですねちょっと変わったコーナーになってまして、僕たちアークライトが、ここゲームマーケットですね、展開したゲームっていうのを遊ばせていただいて、これぜひ商品化したいなっていうところのゲームを、こういったショーに、置き換えて発表しているというコーナーになっています。実際にですねここに選ばれたゲームっていうのは商業販売がされて日本語版として出て、さらには海外にもお届けされるっていうところもありまして、こういったゲームマーケットに出てるゲームを僕らの方で、こう発表させていただくっていうような仕組みになっているところですね。
All right, so we're back in kind of the central hub of the Arclight Games booth, and what did you want to tell us about the games from your perspective in the company? We've already talked to some developers and artists. What did you want to tell us about the games in this area?
そうですね、かなり大規模に今回設営をしてですね、インパクトのあるブースっていうのにイメージを持ったところにあります。でやっぱり内容としてはその前日にある通り今回の目玉の2商品というところをお届けしているんですけども、これを見ていただくだけでもアークライトとしての国内へのインパクトというところは海外の皆さんにも見ていただけるといいななんていうふうには思っております。あとはそうですね、ここはステージとしても機能していて、時間帯になれば公開プレイみたいなところが、土曜日も日曜日も行われます。で今背景に見ていただいているように会場直後からすごい多くのお客さんにご来場いただいてまして、この裏も列でいっぱいになっているようなすごく人気なブースになっておりますので、日本に来たいなって思われた方にはぜひアークライトブース来ていただけるといいなと思います。
Is there any other final words that you would like to give to the viewers of the Dice Tower?
そうですね、ダイスタワーの皆さんと協力して、日本のゲームっていうのを今後どんどん海外に届けていきたいなっていうふうに思っております。ぜひぜひですねこんなこと知りたいとか、こういうのが参加しにくいハードルだよみたいなことを教えていただけるんであれば、情報いただいて、より良いPR につなげていきたいなっていうふうには思っております。
That'd be fantastic on a personal level, and I will speak on behalf of the Dice Tower. We very much appreciate the opportunity to collaborate and hope to continue to do so in the future.
そうですね、一緒に協力していただいて本当にマイクさんもありがたいと思います。
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vassell.